Welcome to JUSTJENNI317. You are now listening to Just Jenny and KL.
Hey,
So I'm here to talk to you today about a movie called In the Tall Grass. It's an hour and 30 minutes of confusion for me. I don't know about you. Did you get anything in that?
it was alright. I don't know. It was a lot of twists and turns.
It was. So I believe the star's name in the movie is Patrick Wilson, Harrison Gilbert, a whole bunch of people that you probably don't know.
Don't nobody know them.
No, but you definitely know the Patrick Wilson guy. Every time you see him in a movie, he's always eating somebody. He's eating somebody, he's cutting off a leg, he's getting bit up by bugs. It's just definitely going down when you see him in a movie. So the movie is about a group of people that get stuck in a field. Not all at the same time. They come in one by one, but they get stuck in this field of tall grass.
So was this like Children of the Corn?
It almost put you in the mind of Children of the Corn. Yes, it did. You're absolutely right. So it starts off by a girl and a brother are driving along the road in this car. And they're right next to this green, tall grass field, right? Well, the sister's pregnant. And she's like getting sick, I guess. He's like munching down on this big old cheeseburger and driving. All of a sudden she gets sick, right?
That's that on that.
That on that. So she's gets sick. Oh, pull over. So he pulls over, right? All of a sudden she gets out, throws up. Now, all of a sudden after she throws up,
That's that on that. You act like you ain't hear Drake Pops doing the song. Come on, man.
so,
Yeah.
so she gets out the car and she throws up, right? All of a sudden she starts hearing these voices. Now, me being a woman, if I'm sick, so sick to the point where I gotta get out of a car and throw up, I'm not trying to pay attention to what's going around. I'm trying to throw up, get back in the car, and be on my way because I see it's a field, right? Wouldn't you? All of a sudden she hears this voice. No, look in the field. I need help. I've been stuck in here for a week.
That's that on that.
And obviously, then she goes, of course, I need help. Oh my goodness, I gotta help this little kid. So then she starts to walk in the field. So her brother gets out like, wait a minute. Now, KL, if you was in the car and your sister hopped out and vomited and then started walking in the field, what you gonna do? Absolutely. No questions asked. I'm pulling off. If you don't want to get in this car, I'm cutting out, right?
You already know better. I ain't doing that.
So he goes, wait, let me park this car because there's a church. Now the church look like ain't nobody been in it in about at least a good 15, 20 years. But he sees all these cars. Now, if you look at all the cars, they got all this dust on it. So obviously nobody's been there for like at least a good 15, 20
That's
years.
when Drake's dad came out and said that's that on that. I don't know why you acting like this man didn't just drop an album, man?
Hey, is that Cheech?
Hey, oh.
So he goes over to the church, parks the car, and then gets out of the car to go proceed to walk into this field.
Why he parked in the church parking lot?
That's what I'm saying. I would have pulled like right close to the field just in case something's running after me and I got to get back in my car, right? So she starts to walk in the field. He goes in behind her. Now they're right like up against each other. All of a sudden, she starts walking super fast because the little boy's voice is like, I guess, feels like it's getting closer.
So she never seen the kid, right?
Never seen the kid at this point, right?
So she just runs in.
Yes. So naturally, this woman had to be a good 26 to like 30 years old, right?
She knew better.
She knew better. Now, we've all seen Children of the Corn. We have all seen Children of the Corn. Ain't no way we getting ready to get in no field like that. Absolutely. But no, she goes after this voice. So she's going after the voice.
With the voice of.
Help me, I'm in here.
Good, didn't he? Said, that's that on that. Hey, oh. Yeah, you see the mustache on him?
I know. I can't. Oh, man. Okay.
Right, so they get in the field.
So they get in the field. And all of a
They
sudden,
found the boy?
she finds the boy because they end up getting separated.
Right.
So she finds the boy, and the little boy's looking dusty, dirty. Now, again, this is at another point where you go, you know, well, here goes this creepy looking kid, in the middle of a field, right? And you don't see no parents. You don't see no sign of, him being in distress, except for he's dirty and he's in this field saying he's stuck and he needs help, right? Now, from Horror Story previous history that the little kids are always creepy. Sorry. I can't do it. So the little boy finds her and goes, "Oh, I can help you get out of here." By this point, she's lost her brother.
So he ain't
nowhere around. She can hear his voice, but she can't see him. So they came up with this plan, and they was like, "All right, listen, we gonna jump, and we gonna see if we can see each other, right?" So they jump.
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant, right? Obviously, she can't jump too high, but she jumps. So she jumps, and they see they're probably maybe like 8 feet away from each other at this point. Then they go, "All right, let's do it one more time so we can see if we get closer." They jump again. They're like, I want to say 50 feet away.
So I'd have been like, why is the kid out here by himself?
Thank you. Absolutely. So he said he lost his dad. He can't find him, something like that. So then the little boy goes, "I know a way to get out." Okay. So she follows the boy, almost loses him. And then they end up in front of this big rock. Like this big, massive rock. Like it just fell out of nowhere, right? So the rock like has this writing on it. So it's like not hieroglyphics, but it's almost like images, right? And so at this point you're like, all right.
So something like extraterrestrial.
Yeah. Extraterrestrial meets like Egyptian like pictures. You know what I mean, on the wall.
Drake's dad.
Not Drake's dad, no. So
that mustache though, man.
Listen, that mustache has a whole personality of its own. I don't even know what to say about that. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, because
it just always kind of looked like one of the racist films in school. Like they smacked it on his face.
It puts me in the mind of like a push broom.
Hey, huh?
So back to the story. So the lady almost touches the rock, and then this guy pops up. Now this guy looks like he's been in the field for a while, and the little boy looks like stunned. And he's like, "Oh, son, I lost you, da da da." But the boy is like not having it. Like he don't want to deal with this dude. Like something ain't right. So at first I'm thinking, okay, the dad is a serial killer. I don't know why, but it just made me think that the dad was a serial killer and he took the family out to this field to kill him.
So wait a minute. So when the boy seen his dad, they didn't embrace him?
No, it wasn't like, "Oh, dad," and like go run the hug, or "Oh my goodness, son, I'm glad." Like he was focused solely on this lady. And the boy wasn't like too shocked to see him. Like he knew that he was right there. You know what I mean? Like a kid, if they would have saw their parent, they gonna run up, hug them.
You calling the lady from on the other side of the grass anyway.
Right.
So you're looking for your parents or somebody.
Absolutely.
And then when you find your dad, you don't be all like excited to see him or nothing like that.
That's a tall tale sign something ain't right. Now, mind you, the whole time she ain't found her brother. Yeah, the brother is still like, at this point, he's like getting exhausted because they walking around this field. And he's like, oh, like getting, dehydrated, sweating, starting to look like real, like worn out. And it's getting dark, right? So the little boy then goes, the only way you can find somebody is if the field kills them or something like that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
How he know what?
Yes. So
why is nobody trying to get out?
See, that's what I didn't understand. Because once I went a little too far, like how inside you feel like, okay, I done went past my mark. Like I can't go no further than this. And then you go turn around and go the exact same way, right? She didn't do that. She kept going in further and further and further.
And they at the rock.
So they at the rock. The dad done popped up. And now the brother done popped up.
So now they finally found each other.
Yes. And the dad's like, "Oh, man. Yeah, I know a way to get out." And the little boy's looking like, you ain't follow him.
It's his son, right?
Yeah, this is your dad. He ain't even say, hey, dad. Like, it was just really weird.
Hitting the mic.
My bad. I'm sorry. I hit the cord.
On that.
So,
Hey, home.
so they go to, like, find the lady or not the lady. They go and find, they're, like, trying to find a way out. But the dad ends up taking them right back to the rock. Right. So they're like, oh, isn't it beautiful? Just touch it. So as the brother goes to almost touch it, a lady pop out.
Who's that?
Now, I guess this is the wife of the father and the mother of the little boy.
So was he excited to see her?
Not so much. Like,
was he excited to see him?
It was like a don't you touch him or don't you dare, don't touch it.
So they've been in there a while.
Yeah, like it looked like at least like about 3 weeks, 4 weeks for all of them, cause they was like really dingy, like, like dirt and everything all over the place, like, but they didn't look like they was hungry, you know, like how like skinny or so that's why I don't think it'd been longer than 3 weeks, you know what I mean? Okay. So they just looked dehydrated. So at this point, the mother starts to say, like, the dad's not who he is. He tried to kill him. And, like, and it's just, like, all crazy. The dad's sitting up here looking like a used car salesman. And, like, it's just weird. So the son take off running. So the son takes off running. And the lady ends up taking off running. And then...
Where's the brother?
The brother's like... Let's go, let's go.
He's trying to get out the grass?
Yeah, he's trying to get out too. Now, they make a couple more turns. Boom, right back to the same rock. So then the mother the mother of the little boy, which is the wife of the father, like starts jumping on the dude, like try to beat him up. He takes his bare hands.
The father?
Yes. And squeeze her head and like kills her. Right? Kills the wife, like, no problem. So at this point, you know the man's nuts, right? You know that, like, the field, the grass, he done got bit by mosquitoes, like, everything is in that thing, right? Mm-hmm. So it goes on for a little bit. It's weird. Like, I was confused. It, like, that portion of the movie, to me personally, was just too long, right? Because they were just running back and forth in the field.
So he kills his wife. They've been in there like 3 weeks. The brother's still there. The sister's still there. The son's like, he upset or nothing that he didn't kill his mother.
Yeah, he was crying. He was upset. So I guess the mother wasn't possessed like the father, but it was just the fact of like to get to each point, it was just too long.
So what was it like? So was everybody trying to get out and they got stuck in like a loop or something?
Well, not at that point. Not at that point. It just felt like it kept going. You know what I mean?
Like they were in a maze? Or?
Yeah, like it was in a maze. Like they kind of wandered off too far from the road type thing. Okay. So they kind of fade out and then they go back to the road that the brother and the sister originally was on. So
they finally got to the end of the road.
They didn't. The movie just shifts to the end of the road. Yeah. So then this other guy pulls up and he's just driving along. He hops out. He looks at the book, sees the vomit, and he goes, yeah. And he goes, I forgot what the girl's name, but the pregnant girl, let's just say her name was Laura. At this point, yes. Right. So he's like, oh, Dodo. So he pulls over and parks in the parking lot of this church.
What a brother did.
Yes. So he's looking at the vehicles. Clearly they've been here. Now at this point it seemed like months. Right. Because he finds the brother's car that they were in. Mm-hmm. But it has like an overcast of like dust. Right? Mm-hmm. He looks in the car And the burger that the brother was eating was like covered with flies, maggots, and everything. So they had been there for a while.
So you still saying it was like 3 weeks by that point too?
Nah, I'm gonna say this is like a couple months by this point, because that's what the time reference.
They're not conscious of that time or nothing like that.
Right, while they're in this field.
So the sun's setting and rising every day?
They only showed one nightfall, and then like the next day that they showed, this car was coming, and the time frame was like months that went by or whatever. So he pulls over in the church, he sees the car, and then all of a sudden he hears this voice that sounds like Dodo. And he goes, "Oh, Dodo?" So he goes right into the field too. And like the whole time you're screaming like, "Don't go in there." Like, call somebody, go to the next state, or the next city. Like, don't go in that field, because you know the people in the next city is like, "Hey, I don't mess around in them fields. You gonna have to call somebody else, because I'm not going there." You know how people are. They know the area. So he goes into the field, and he sees the little boy.
Right.
And the little boy like calls him by name.
So he knew his name.
Yeah, let's just say his name was Trevor. He's like, "Trevor." And he's like, "How do you know my name?" He's like, "You really don't know me?" This is the little boy. Still a little boy, still dingy looking, still dirty looking. And then he was like,
"So you just renaming people?"
I am. Please, y'all, if y'all go see this movie, the names are not in. I'm right here. So it's like, you know, don't go by names with me, because I'm not good with that. So the boy goes into the Trevor guy runs to the little boy. The little boy goes, "Oh, I know where Dodo is." And then, so he goes, "Oh, where's Dodo?" So then he goes, "I don't think you were going to see Dodo." But he's like, "Take me to her." He's like, "All right, but keep up." So he starts taking off running like a track star, right? And the little boy. Well, Trevor has to keep up with the little boy. So he's running. Next thing you know, they show Dodo dead and pregnant. Like, you know, the baby's not living, but like, and she's dead. I'm talking about like Skeletor dead. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. And then he was like, "You can only find things when they're dead in the field." Like, what?
And he just chilled on that. He keep going with him or following him.
So he's like, "Well, we gotta get out of here. So I'm gonna help you get out of here." So Trevor is a little bit smarter than Dodo and the brother, because as he's going around the field, he's tying the grass like in a knot to kind of mark his territory, because there's nothing out there, like nothing at all. So he's tying the knots, but the grass is like slipping out of the knots. So it was almost like they had a mind of its own.
Right.
So then all of a sudden he runs into Dodo's dad. Or not Dodo's dad, the little boy's dad.
The one you call the car salesman.
Yes, like the used car salesman, yes. So he runs into his dad, and he's like, "Yo, you know, you lost? Oh, I know how to get out of here." So he takes Trevor to this rock, that same rock where he killed his wife. Now, obviously, I don't know if like he moved the wife's body or the ground ate her. I don't know. They didn't really go into that. But he's like, just, you know, touch the rock. The rock is going to show you the way out. That's what he tells me.
Touch the rock.
Listen, I don't know if it's like, I don't know.
This rock, I'm not touching nothing.
It's like, taste the soup. Like, I don't want to taste the soup. So it's like, so he's like, touch the rock. He almost touched the rock, and then Dodo and her brother pop up.
I thought she was dead.
Now, exactly. Now, mind you,
where the brother been at?
That's what I'm saying. So this movie is like, it's weird. He's like, "Oh, I can show you the way out," or something like that.
Like some weird time loop or something.
It does sound like a time loop. So they ended up, you know, trying to follow the dad or something like that. But then they end up finding out he's crazy. So then they take off running.
By now, yeah.
Yeah, they end up taking off running, and they run into this abandoned building,
so
which
they
is
got
really
out of the
big.
grass. So whatever's holding them in this grass, let them out.
See, this is the thing. The building is like right next to the grass. So it's like, let's say if it was like a field and then like the farmhouse was like right in the middle of the field.
Right.
It was that kind of thing. So, but it ended up being like an old bowling alley, which I didn't understand.
Huh?
Yeah, the building was like an old bowling alley. So they're running, they get in there, and the dad's like, I'm gonna get in there. And then the dad ends up finding a way, like, in the building after they barricaded the door, and just like he popped out of thin air. I don't know.
He ate something out of that grass or something.
It was something about that rock that gave him this, like, special power to, like, time jump. But it was weird. Like, it wasn't like a time jump where you could follow. It's like you can just like jump to the right and then like you right in front of the person. Like, it's really weird. So
it's like a supernatural type of movie.
Right. That's what the movie ended up being. So at that point you're like, okay, I kind of understand that a little bit. Mm-hmm. But they get into this building. Some other things happen. I'm not going to say it all because I don't want to ruin the movie. If you spend the hour and 30 minutes to watch it, I don't want to ruin it all for you. But I'm just giving you my take on it.
So what you give it out of 1 out of 10?
A 1 out of 10, I would say like a 6.
Alright.
The reason why I say it's like a 6 because it keeps you. Like, have you ever watched a movie where it's like so silly that you just got to keep watching it? Does that make sense?
Drake's dad's video. I'm telling you.
Listen.
As dad on that.
Listen.
Couldn't look away. Mustache came alive. I don't know, man. It was strange, man.
So.
Anyways, man.
So, just to speed up real quick, I'm not gonna say the ending, but somebody ends up getting out.
Somebody.
Yes.
You're not gonna say who?
I'm not gonna say who.
Alright.
But somebody ends up getting out, and it's crazy who it is. But somebody ends up getting out, and
would you watch it again?
No, absolutely not. Even though I was so confused on who did what and what did what. Like, you know how sometimes like, oh, if I rewatch it, it's good. I don't think it's gonna be good. I just think I'm gonna end up wasting another hour and 30 minutes of my time. So, because I think the movie was done by Stephen King, or it was based off of something like that. If you like that kind of thing, like the dome and all that kind of stuff, you may love this movie. I mean, you really may love it. Take the time to watch it, and leave y'all out there, leave a comment on how you think the movie was. Like, would you suggest this to somebody or not? You know, just let us know what you think.
So I got a question before we get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So you say you wouldn't watch that twice?
No.
So what was better? That or 6ix9ine on the stand rapping? I'm out.
Y'all, that is the end of this discussion. That's my review on a tall... What is that movie called?
Rat-a-tat-a.
That is my take on In the Tall Grass. If you like what you hear, please hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe and comment down below and let us know what you think about the movie. And just tune in. Please turn on your notification bells, and we will be posting more movies, more videos on music, and much more. All right? So y'all have a good one. Out.